this year's NFL draft. Chase, what are you feeling for your number one running back in the 2024 draft class?
Easily, I'm going to go Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. I think that's the easy number one. Not many guys going to be in the first round. Definitely not for me. But I'm going to go Jonathan Brooks out of Texas to be the top guy off the board. Fred?
Yeah, interesting. I'm going to go Blake Corum number one. That's just he. To me, he has what it takes to be an NFL level running back at what he did at Michigan in that pro style offense.
Yeah, I'm sticking Jonathan Brooks as my number one. I think he's the most complete all around running back, which fits into the vast majority of NFL systems. So give me Brooks at number one.
I'm absolutely appalled, Freddie, but I'll get to that later. Number two, I got Trey Benson out of Florida State. I think he had a slight injury this past year. This kid is going to be electric all the way through. I think he's a solid guy. I think a lot of these guys come off the board in the second round, by the way. Fred?
Yeah, I'm going Jonathan Brooks number two here. I had to throw a curveball for you guys because I had a feeling that you both would have Brooks number one here. Now, if he can get back to the way he was, from his torn ACL, then I think he's going to start right away. He's got great size, speed, agility, all the things. So that's why I've got him at number two.
Yeah, give me Benson at number two. I like the hard nosed running style. I think he's going to fit in really well. Whoever drafts him personally, I'd like to see the Browns take him, fill out the running back room with some depth on our team. So if that's someone I'm looking at as someone who's looked pretty much on day two, I haven't even paid attention to day one of the draft all that much as a fan. So yeah, give me Benson as my number two.
Hey, dude, I got Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin at number three. This is where you just mentioned your Browns, Quinn. This is where I would love the Ravens to go. I'm a huge fan. Kid is like 19 years old. I think he's going to be a stud in the NFL. Most Wisconsin running backs actually turn out to be pretty decent as well. So I'm a huge fan. Ready?
I'm going Jalen Wright from Tennessee. Very good blocking running back here. And a very good third down running back, too. And I think that's going to be key in the NFL for him, depending upon where he goes. But give me Jalen Wright.
Yeah, my number three, this is where I'm slotting in Blake Corum. What his body of work in Michigan was insanely impressive. It's hard for me to drop him anything past third. I mean, he carried a team to a national title offensively. He was the heartbeat of that team's offense. I think he can be that for an NFL team. Again, I don't see any generational lead the league talent running backs in this year's class. So don't think for a minute I'm telling you you're going to get your Nick Chubb or your Derrick Henry or your Christian McCaffrey in this year's draft class. But I do think you get a solid number one in a rotation with someone like Blake Corum. So give me him at number three.
All right, at four, we're going off books here, guys. I'm heading to the Fighting Irish. I'm going Audric Estime. I think he was an absolute stud this season. Really great running back, a power back at points. Also has the move around the edge. I loved his game. He's going to be a later pick. But again, this is kind of a weak draft class for running backs. So that's why I'm okay with kind of going somewhere different here than the typical Blake Corums and the typical Jalen Wright. So I'm going to go Audric Estime from Notre Dame. Fred?
Wow. Okay. I'm going to go Trey Benson here at four. He's very athletic and very explosive. So those are two of the characteristics that I love about him. But I think he needs to gain patience, right? Like he's very athletic, but I think that's the one thing that he needs to work on is his patience. And then in the NFL, it takes some time for those gaps to open up. So if he could do that, he's going to be a fantastic RB2 in the NFL. Quinn?
For me, my number four is going to be Jalen Wright. You hit on it, Freddie. I think, again, we've talked about we don't have a super deep running back class with this group. And I think there is something to be said about a strong blocking running back and a good third down back. And that is what he can fill for a roster. Let's be real, most NFL teams, we're talking about running back rooms that are either 1 to 3 guys. Usually most teams go 2 to 3. And you need that third down back guy. And I don't think anyone fits that better than Jalen Wright. So give me him as my number four.
All right. I'm going completely off the books here, guys, going crazy. Give me Missouri Tiger Cody Schrader in my 5th spot. I love Schrader's game this season, and I think he's listed so low just because he had one season at a high D1 level. So I love Schrader. Watching his game, there were a lot of times that it looked like he wasn't going to be able to do what he did. And then bam, puts 100, 200 yards on your favorite team. I think Schrader's going to be a really good back. He's a little bit smaller, but I think he's going to be really solid and can be a good combo running receiving back for anybody. Fred?
I'm sticking in the SEC as well. I'm going to go Ray Davis here at 5 out of Kentucky.
Let's go.
Very, very good back. And honestly, he had a very sneaky season the first half of the year. I think he was top 2 in all running back categories through like the first 6 games of the year. And then they played Georgia, and that significantly dropped. However, he still was up there, in those rankings. He's very efficient at carrying the ball, and he also has good hands as a receiver out of the backfield as well. So I think that's a hidden talent from Ray Davis.
Yeah, for me, I'm closing it out, and I'm a little bummed out because I thought I was going to end it on a super high note that no one saw coming. I was going to go with Cody Schrader at my number 5. I love the heart. I love the energy. I think he could be a fantastic number 2 guy in a 2-part rotation. And honestly, when you're drafting running backs, there's so many guys who are in and out of the league so fast. So if you can feel for sure that there's someone who you know can be a solid piece on a team, I could see him being a solid number 2 for a good 5 to 7 years, which is a great career for a running back relative to what most running backs do. So that's why I was going to throw him in here at number 5 and just give him a little bit of love. Chase beat me to it. Another acceptable number 5 for me would be Allen out of Wisconsin. I think he's a solid back who could do great work for any team who could get him as like a workhorse first down back guy. But that being said, guys, I think that's going to do it for our breakdown of our top 5 running backs for this year's 2024 draft class. This has been Quinn, Freddie, and Chase with 3 bold takes, and we're heading out.